Okay, hello again and welcome back. We are going to be reviewing Beastars, chapter 183, Our Own Planetarium. So last we left off, Louis gave a very direct message during the press conference. Hopefully we get some expansion on that, before they cut the broadcast. Because, a lot more needs to be said instead of just leaving it at that. His words have caused a riot throughout the city, it seems. So, Yafia, I don't know. It looks like he might step up and do something about that. I'm curious to see how he handles the conflict. There's just so much going on right now. Outside of Legosi's fight with Melon that's happening on the other side of that wall. I just, 183 chapters, there's not many more chapters left, and so many things need to be resolved now, but at least there's one thing. Society can't ignore the back alley market anymore. They're being pushed to acknowledge the problem that's in their society. So hopefully some good change comes of that, but we'll see how that works. Anyway, despite being herbivores, they are not defenseless. Oh wow, wait, so that's Melon, right? Yeah, that's Melon. This is Melon skinned this dude right here. Jeez. Equals even in conflicts. Let's see. Regardless of their physique compared to a carnivore, the fact remains they are still prey. That one fact is undeniable. What are you gonna do, Yafia? Oh, they changed his name to Yaya here, so that it's the correct spelling. But for consistency's sake, I'm gonna keep calling him Yafia because I've been doing it the entire time. It makes no sense for me to change up his name now. Yaya. And I kind of like Yafia better in a way. Anyway. A riot between carnivores and herbivores. How are you going to suppress that? Yeah, what can he do? Gosha. This isn't just a simple riot. It's a trial of strength from hell. Between anger and hunger towards each other. Yeah, I get it. Just do something so we can reach Legacy. I know. Right now, I'm thinking of a way to deal with it. They punched Gosha? You Komodo dragons are carnivores too. How many times have you eaten meat? I never. Hey. Back off. This old man is we've gotten into this. We got dragged into this. Is my opponent. Okay, so he's gonna fight with them? What the? A horse and Komodo dragon like us would stick out if we were just standing here in the middle of a riot. Is that so? Well, yeah. Just pretend to punch while we think of a solution. Okay, so I mean, they could just get back on top of the wall where they were before. How did they even get down there? Wait. Did Gosha's venom actually... I think that's how. Did Gosha's venom actually, break the wall? And that's how they ended up down there? So that means they have an opening, I think. I don't know. We'll see. He's so bored. I love Yafia's look, man. He's the most stylish character in this series, so... Herbivores are not meat. Must protect herbivores. They're looking at it. I wonder how they're going to solve this. Exile the carnivores. Shut your mouth, herbivores. No discrimination. This is truly hell. Everything I've done has been vain. I feel like this city is falling apart. He tried to... I can see why he's saying that. This entire time, Yafia's been trying to keep this city safe, right? Essentially protecting it from itself. And now look what happened. But at the same time, Yafia is a different character than what he started out as. Kinda. He has more perspective that he didn't have before. At first, he was like Louis, right? He was just angry. He's grown sympathetic. Well, let's see what Gosha has to say. Yeah, Yafia. After everything, I still love this city. Even with them all of them fighting, it's amazing how far you've come to protect it. We're in the middle of a riot. Are you really being sarcastic to me right now? Or are you just trying to be funny? So do you hate this city? I've just never seen it from this perspective before. Until now, you have been resolving incidents between races over and over again to slowly make the city a better place. That's why. That is true. That is true. Like, it's easy to just think that he's out fighting crime. I mean, he is. That's the majority of what he does. But he's busting up cartels. He's like, you know, breaking up like meat traffickers. But he also, I think this was his introduction chapter. Well, no. This is where you got to see the other side of his job. He also disguises himself as a zebra, so he can handle things. So he can handle conflicts inside of like corporations. Like this was like the milk producers and stuff like that. He improved their quality of like, what's it called? Not their quality of life, but the quality of their work life by giving them the money that they needed so they can like get new machines and stuff like that and take the workload and stress off their workers. And yeah, so there's definitely another side of it. I wish we saw more of this side of it instead of the crime fighter side of it. That's why no one has been bearing their fangs. Huh. No one's been bearing their fangs. What? In this fight, everyone looks at each other with anger. Yet the carnivores are still holding back, trying not to show their fangs. You did a great job of protecting this city. Yeah, they don't want to be like this because think of it like this. It's the herbivores who are being aggressive toward the carnivores because of what Louis. Oh man, Louis, what did you do? Like, it's the herbivores who are being aggressive towards the carnivores. It was the hippo who threw the punch at Gosha for being a carnivore, accusing him of eating meat, even though shockingly Gosha's never eaten meat before. Okay, I'm glad he even said that because there's so even with Gosha, I still have so many questions about his character. What happened to his wife? Like, I swear, that's like the question of like, yo, who's Jon Snow's mother? What happened to Gosha's wife? I feel like that's an unresolved plot point that just like hasn't been addressed at all. Maybe it's not important to the series. I don't think. Like, you would think, but I guess it just might not be important. I keep thinking about it, so I guess I'm just gonna drop it then. So yeah, I guess it's just, I guess that's just not important. So anyway, I guess the main focus was like what's it called, Legosi's mom, Liano. So I don't know, maybe it just doesn't. So anyway, the carnivores are the ones that are being provoked, right, by the herbivores, and yet they don't want to hurt them. Because think of it like this: the carnivores could easily wipe the herbivores out right here, right now, and have another carni-herbivore, right? But they're not doing it. They don't want to fight. They've been trying this entire time to keep the peace, and to keep the peace. They've been trying to keep themselves under control for the sake of society, for the sake of other carnivores, so they wouldn't be discriminated against because of their bad choices. So the back alley market is a necessary evil in their society. It is necessary, and It's necessary because systemically, the carnivores have been oppressed by a herbivore-dominated society. They make all the laws. They banned meat. They banned the word meat. They banned back alley market. They constantly have carnivores censor themselves, their appearance, the strength of strength. I'll say this: the scariest character I have seen in this series, even since the beginning chapters, even though his cameo was brief, it was the freaking Mayor Lion. He was the scariest character in this series because you get to see how far that censorship, oh my gosh, you get to see how far someone would go to censor themselves for someone else and not truly be themselves. He had his fangs filed down so he would be less intimidating when he smiled. He had his claws removed. He had, what did he do? He had plastic surgery to make his face less threatening. It's just like everything about that character, it still sends chills down my spine. Chills. The Mayor Lion. And even then, even not just his appearance, his belief, his ideology, when he recognizes something was wrong, like when Haru got kidnapped, he just said, "Oh, we don't want to upset the rest of society, so we're just gonna let it slide. We're not even gonna try to help." Legoshi ended up raiding the bitch on his own. Well, with Goheen, but still, that was his ally. But imagine, that was just the two of them. The Mayor Lion could have easily gotten Haru back, but he chose not to in order to maintain the status quo and keep the peace. Right? Because he didn't want to upset anyone. Bullshit. And I like that Louis I have a huge feeling that moment influenced Louis profoundly to where it made him suicidal, actually, to the point where he just turned away from it all, and he was ready to go and die at the Shishigumi base to get Haru back. He spilled blood because of it. So yeah, man, there's just so much. What you have been doing is not in vain. Rather, the heart of the city still lives on. We'll find a way, Gosha. Uh-oh. What happened? Lights out? Oh, it's just black. Uh-oh. The power... Oh, it's nighttime. And it's raining. The power went out. Okay. I know what's happening. Okay, so this is... And I was just talking about that, too. Back at the Meteor Festival. This is going to be the moment of truth here. Because... Remember at the beginning of the series, at the Meteor Festival arc, when Haru got kidnapped? Before that, when the power went out, in Drama Club, immediately their first instinct was to protect the herbivores, right? What happened? Legoshi took charge, Bill took charge. Hey, get in a protective circle, protect the herbivores. That was their main prerogative, right? And Legoshi even went to go look for Haru then. Because she was on her own. And when it's nighttime, he even said it, that's when predation events are most likely to occur, because herbivores don't have good night vision. Carnivores can see in the dark. Right? So, yeah, this is like the... oh man, the tension is insane. And look at their face. Look at Gosha. Right? Now look at... Gosha's fine. Gosha has no problem. But look at Yafia's face. He knows exactly what's going on. Exactly what this darkness entails. His worst fear is gonna happen. Like, if a predation event were to happen, it would be right now because the lights are out. This is an absolutely terrifying position to be in. Right? And just like what he said before, how his vision was... blind, well, how he didn't have complete vision, he's missing a spot in his blind spot that's not protected. But Gosha's here now. He's together with his best friend. His blind spot is being filled. And even here, Gosha's reassuring him that everything he's done has not been in vain. Even Gosha recognizes the good work that Yafi has been done, even though Gosha's been absent and you know, hasn't been helping him. That means a lot, and I feel like that's the amount of clarity. Like for all his sight, an amazing sight, like it's easy for him to lose sight of his original vision and purpose, right? It's easy for him to be blinded by what he just wants to see in society, but Gosha is coming from an unbiased view. He's like, no, you've done good work. He sees what's going on with the people, how the carnivores are holding back because of what he's done. I'm sure he's just attributing it, but since it's coming from Gosha, I believe it. I believe that it has a lot to do with Yafia's influence in the city, just because it's coming from Gosha. Even though it hasn't really been like shown, though, I feel like we needed a lot more chapters hanging out with Yafia and seeing him like do Beastar work around the city. But I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. Anyway, every herbivore knows about it, but this is the worst timing. Pitch black vision. This is massive power outages caused by a thunderstorm. Oh man, yikes. While carnivores can see clearly in the darkness, herbivores are completely blind at night. That's why predatorial incidents usually occur late at night or in the dark. The angry voices and growls from earlier are gone. Everyone is staying completely silent, as if even one movement or sound could break something. This is terrifying, man. Like, just for you to not be able to see and know you could be killed at any moment and no one would know who did it. Like, there's just a lot of emotional pressure, like a psychological pressure that's that's happening right now. Look at Yafia's face. He's just like, no. I hope. Oh man, it's making me nervous over here. But I hope this isn't gonna go in the dark direction I think it's gonna go. Because we could easily just have a massacre happen, but I don't know, man. There's only a couple more chapters left, and there's just so much that's going on right now. I don't know, I'm just not feeling it. Oh, and you even have newspapers. Predatorial killing at night. Corpse found again at night. Oh, let's see. As if the city is in a brimming glass with everyone trying to maintain the surface tension. All it takes is one drop to make everything just spill over and things go to shit. I'm getting Dark Knight vibes. And what I mean by that is I feel like the people are faced with a moral dilemma right now. Here's what I mean. The carnivores were in a position of power because, well, I'm sorry, not the carnivores. The herbivores were in a position of power because it was nighttime. I mean, because it was broad day. Well, because they had vision, right? They could see who's exactly in front of them. They were just berating the carnivores, calling them meat eaters, doing all this, spreading all this negativity towards them, even to the ones who may have not even eaten meat, right? But now that the lights are out, the power dynamic has shifted. No one wanted to be the one to throw a punch or bite somebody because, there are news cameras out there. They will be seen. They'll be discriminated against. They'll be punished. But now the lights are out. Nobody could see but carnivores, right? Herbivores are at a disadvantage. They could be wiped out in the dark, and that'll be the end of it right there. It'll be a massacre. But just because they could doesn't mean that they should. Like, I'm trying to think, because this is, oh man, it's an interesting moral dilemma right now. Like, all that hate they were getting, they have the chance to take their revenge for what's happening, right? It'd be so easy to do it. and it'd be so easy to just get away, to mind your own business, right? Because they could easily do it. It's scary to think about that. But how powerful would it be for the lights to come back on and everyone is just okay? Right? That's what I'm thinking. Like, if that, I don't know, that would be a much stronger message to me. Like, to see the amount of restraint and self-control from a carnivore, right? The thing that Legacy struggles with every day and, practices discipline to control, to see the self-restraint being demonstrated by the carnivores, from an herbivore's perspective, the lights come back on, I'm still here. I'm okay. They could have killed us, but they didn't. After everything we had just said and done, maybe they're not so bad, right? Maybe that is a way that they'll be able to empathize with the carnivores, right? Maybe that, in my opinion, that'd be the perfect way to drive the point across. Not all carnivores are bad, right? And even if something were to occur, if the only one that can see it is another carnivore, who's to say that, you have a good carnivore that'll step in and be like, no, you can't do that. We're better than that. Right? Because think of it like this. Because look at their police force. It's dominated by, I think their police force is dominated mainly by, carnivores, right? They're placed in, positions where they can utilize their strength and their power and their natural desire to protect. I think it was mostly dogs. I might be mistaken. But yeah. Carnivores have an innate, it's also been shown in the series, even since, even in their lore in ancient times, before the first carniherbivore, back when they were called life animals and stuff, carnivores have an innate desire to protect the herbivore. So I'm wondering if we're going to see that here. We'll see. Or maybe it'll be more nuanced than that. I don't know. I have no idea. But, man, I could just, you can slice through the tension with a knife. That's how thick it is. Let's see. We can't afford to let it overflow. Gosha, you can see me, right? I'm gonna bet on your hope. Uh-oh, what's he gonna do? I just love Yafia's look. He's just so stylish, man. He has that dewy look on his hair. He's just a gorgeous character in general. I'm gonna bet on your hope. Alright, everyone. Nobody move. The Beastars coming through. Oh, what? He took off his jacket and he's just revealing himself to everyone now. I love how he's just taking control of the situation. Oh, and that's another thing. That's actually a huge move because, mind you, Yafia is hated. Carnivores hate Yafia. They call him the Black Devil for a reason. Right? So he's going to take all their hatred and their anger and it's going to be focused on him, not the herbivore. So if anyone's going to die, oh my gosh, is he going to die? Is this how he goes out? Are these death flags? That's what I'm thinking. Maybe? Because he can't fight them all if they do decide to go that route. I hope nothing happens, but sheesh. If there's one way to get Gosha worked up. As you carnivores can clearly see, I'm out in the dark unprotected. You can all move now, but only if you're willing to eat the Black Devil, Yafia. Okay. Oh, So I guess that's a way to take their attention off the other herbivores. The Black Devil Yafia is standing right in front of him. But he put his trust in the city. Oh man, will they do the right thing? This is what I mean by I'm getting Dark Knight vibes. It's like that detonator scene when Joker gave two boats the detonator and the moral dilemma was like, the other, one boat was a boat full of civilians and the other boat was a boat full of criminals. And I guess it's an allegory for even in this series, it's allegory. The carnivores are the criminals And the herbivores are just the regular civilians, right? Who's gonna push the detonator first, right? Surely the regular civilians should be the first to do it, because we, on the other boat, we have people who have quote unquote chose a life of crime and chose to do wrong and chose to be on that boat for the choices they made, right? So we should be the ones to do it. They can't be trusted to make the right decisions because, they haven't made the right decisions beforehand. Them not doing that is what landed them in prison and in jail in the first place. So we should be the one to blow them up. And then there's the other side of the spectrum. The criminals are like, we've been discriminated against, we make one mistake and society doesn't trust us anymore, so we should just be what they expect us to be, and we should be the ones to do it because they don't care about us, right? We're nothing to them, right? We should be the one to push the button, to use the detonator to blow up the other boat, because why not? They do the same to us. Why should we care if they don't? Right? That's the dilemma that's happening here. And it's interesting to see. Yafi's putting everything on the line, but there is always that optimistic side of things. When Batman was fighting with Joker at the end, he was like, he believes in the good of people, right? The city is going to reject you. It's going to beat you. You're a cancer to it, right? There's always that hope that you can always put in people. And there's no guarantee, but you can that's why it's called hope. You can hope that they'll do the right thing, that both of them will do the right thing. And you will be rewarded. So that was it. I'll see you during chapter 184. We'll see. Bye now.